Haha! There we go. Alright. So, yeah, that would explain it. Hi, Internet. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope we haven't recorded a bunch of stuff with our mic silenced. I'm not sure why it was silenced, but we're all good. We're all good. We're going to play around a Slay the Spire to warm up because I'm really interested in this game, and it's a card game, so fits a little better with even some of the stuff that I've been playing before. Our normal stream starts at 6 PST, so we're going to play 1 to 2 rounds. I don't know how long a game of Slay the Spire lasts. It could be very long, it could be very short. We're going to find out in a second, and we'll see what we can do with it. But yeah, this is a roguelike card game. It came heavily recommended by a friend of mine, Devin Rule, who is a developer on DWD. So we're going to go ahead and see how it plays, because yeah, it's still in early access. We don't really know a lot about it, and I'm trying to go into it as blank as possible and get things going. I'm going to check that sound balance, because this is pretty loud for me, so blank as possible and get things going. That sounds fine. Alright, cool. So, I get to choose a character. It looks like we have a character locked by completing a single run, one who's not available in early access, and I want some hover text for that guy, because that symbol is completely unreadable to me. He looks like a warrior, I guess. Like, he's got kind of a little, you know, faceplate armor, and then, like, maybe it's a fireball. I don't know. The Ironclad. Okay, cool. Now we know. So the Ironclad is, in fact, a soldier. Sold his soul to harness demonic energies. Burning blood at the end of combat heals 6 HP. Looks like we have 80 HP to start, so that's a reasonably high-priced ability. I mean, that's like gain 1 life a turn for the most part. Maybe 2. Gold, 99. 6 unlocks remaining. 0 to 300 to next unlock. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I know nothing about this game. We're going to find out a lot of things very shortly. Let me get the thing going on. Hey, how's it going, the Hark? Yeah, I'm told I'm going to love it. Okay. Good. Good. Alright. I'm down. Okay, so unknown, merchants, treasures, rest sites, enemies, and elites. So elites are the toughest rooms, and it looks like we're starting on just a regular enemy. If I go through unknown squares, then we'll get to some cool stuff. Merchants would probably require me to actually find some treasure. Let's see if we can plot an early path that really works. So this one is just like a set path of enemy, 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 and then a rest. And then there are some other paths that are like enemy into merchant and a rest. I don't really want to rest after I've gotten a merchant, but that actually looks like a really easy path. We have treasure chests all up here. Pretty much anywhere you go, you get the same treasure chest. Okay, so basic path planning looks like just about anywhere is going to work just fine. Let me go ahead and swap my mouse out for the quiet one. Alright, so I think this path looks the most interesting because we've got some enemies, we've got some elites, there's a rest up here. I don't have to attend to a merchant, but I can swap paths at any point. I won't be able to actually get to a merchant, which kind of stinks. Like, I'm not sure if the first opportunity to merchant will be right after this treasure here. We can live with that. Let's see what happens. Alright. Defeat enemies by playing cards from your hand. Cards require energy to play. Alright, once you are out, you end your turn. Cool. At the end of your turn, new cards are drawn and your energy is replenished. Pretty standard mechanics, always good to know. Defensive cards gain block. Block reduces incoming attack damage, but wears off at the start of your turn. Cool. During your turn, you can observe an enemy's intent, so you get to know what they're going to do. Okay, so that's very similar to the Guild of Dungeoneers style of play, where you know what your opponent's going to do next turn, and you basically try and play around it. Alright, so it looks like they're going to start with some magic. I could defend, but I'm not... Oh, he's going to use a buff. Okay, cool. So we could whomp him. Vulnerable creatures take 50% more damage from attacks. That's pretty good. Probably the best thing to start with. I've got 3 energy available right now, so yeah, let's go ahead and just hit him for as much as we can. Start there. Alright, pretty easy. And then we'll follow up with a regular strike. Knocked him pretty hard. Okay, and that's all of her energy, so my discard pile does stuff. My draw pile, do I get to draw cards? At the start of each turn, you draw 5 new cards. Okay, cool. So we are going to go ahead and end our turn. Oh yeah, this is straight up Guild of Dungeoneers style. Cacaw. Alright, he's got some buffs. Let's see what they are. He's vulnerable, so he takes 50% more damage. At the end of its turn, he gains 3 strength. And he's going to attack me for 6 damage this turn. So if I gain 5 block, then I'll Well, honestly, I gained 6 life at the end of every turn, right? Oh, I'm no-name the Ironclad. I forgot to name my character, apparently. Didn't even realize I could. If I gained 6 at end of every turn, I think I'd just probably want to strike him. Let's just whack him. Okay. So he hits me, assumably. Ow. There are no cards to draw. My discard pile is shuffled in the draw pile. Oh, it's a deck builder. It's Dominion style. Awesome. Cool. Alright, so we got Defend, we got Bash. Bash is straight up great, but Strike here will just kill him, so. And there's the 6 life that we were supposed to gain. Yeah, so Defending would not be bad. I can add a card to my deck. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. Enemy loses 2 strength and exhaust it. Okay, so you remove that from your deck completely. Oh, that's interesting. That seems... So -2 damage forever, but then... Okay. Gain additional +2 damage for all of your cards containing Strike. Alright, so assumably that's... I wonder if that's all of your cards in your deck or all of your cards in your hand. This seems like the strongest of the batch. Sword Boomerang is pretty good too if you're playing with like a debuff effect. But this looks like more fun, so let's do it. Alright, and then loot-wise we get 17 gold, so we can just move on. Alright. How much for the early access? I think this one was about 20 bucks, maybe a little under. Little under was like, it might even be 12. I'd have to check. Okay, so we could check the randoms or we could just keep fighting enemies. I'm probably good to keep fighting enemies for a bit. I'm gonna keep moving up this path and we'll... I'm kind of curious about unknowns. Nah, we'll fight some enemies. Okay. What have we got? We got Spike Slimes and Acid Slimes. So this one tends to inflict a debuff. This one is going to attack me for 8 damage and inflict a debuff as well. Okay, so Perfected Strike deals, goodness gracious, 18 damage, so definitely was a good card to add in. Strike and Perfected Strike. Okay, so I can kill this thing pretty easily. And then Defending twice would allow me to not take any damage? There's no way to just deal 9 damage to this one, so if I wanted to Perfected Strike it, that would be an option. But I could also do something like... a Bash wouldn't really do it. If I wanted to kill it, I have to do it in like one fell swoop. Yeah, let's just kill it. And then we'll defend ourselves. And that is the end of turn. So we'll go ahead and take our 3 damage and our debuff, whatever that is. Wound is unplayable. Okay, so probably just took a card. Oh, he disabled a card in my deck. Ooh, that's a really bad thing. Alright. So yeah, like in a deck builder, that is just really, really rough. But it looks like we can just strike here, or we could do defend. I'm curious if defending twice disables the wound, so I'm gonna try that just to see if it works. And we'll see if that stops the debuff. So he hits me here. Completely blocked, but no, still inflicts the wound, so I don't want to be defensive here, I just want to start hitting him for as much as I can. Bop. Bop. Defend. Okay, Lick inflicts Frail, so I gain less block from cards, which is fine because I really just kind of want to murder this thing. There we go. Cool. Oh man, I'm all for... I'm not a big fan of Civilization games, but they are very good if you just want to waste a lot of time all at once. I like roguelikes a little bit better for that because the experience is just more randomized. Civ games have like really interesting strategic design, so certainly it's entirely a choice. Okay, at a turn for each attack played this turn, deal 1 damage to all enemies. That... Okay, a power is passive ability that remains for the duration of the combat. So that's okay. Sure, we'll add it in. Oh, but I can also do other things here. 5 block, deal 5 damage. That's not bad. Burning Pact exhausts 1 card to draw 2 cards. That seems like a really strong one. We can get rid of some of the cards that we don't like in our deck, and then we can basically just build a better fight deck. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on. Alright, these guys are curling up. On taking attack damage, they gain 3 block. And that one's going to use a buff. Okay, so killing this one first would probably be the best thing to do. Especially since that one's going to buff this turn. So we just knock this one out. And then we'll Burning Pact, and I'm going to exhaust my defend to draw 2 cards, which doesn't do anything here, but it does mean that I have 1 less card in the deck. So that'll be better for me later, basically. It also means that I'll get to my Perfected Strike again faster, which is really important because that card is just burners. Alright, Bash would provide 8 damage and 50% more on, so that's another 9. 8 plus 9 is plenty lethal. He's got some amount of block, right? He didn't take damage at all, so he doesn't have any block. I guess Bash will give him 7 block, so with 7 block, we now have 7 plus 6. I can only do 9. He's going to attack for 8, and I don't mind that much. Yeah, let's just do it. Did I ever get a chance to check out Atlas Reactor? I have not checked out Atlas Reactor. And yeah, this is some sort of dungeon crawler deck builder. That is entirely what's going on. Okay, so let's just strike. Dead. We could have used Perfected Strike and Overkilled, but alright, let's add a card. Add 2 wounds to your hand to gain 15 block. Ugh, no. That's really bad for long fights, in my opinion. It's a pretty strong card in terms of like the overall setup that we've got, but that doesn't feel very good. Okay, Flex is 0 cost to immediately gain extra damage for all of your attacks. Inflame is a power that just gives you 2 strength. I think that's permanent? So that seems like the best route. Flex is neat. Like, we can certainly play 4 cards at a time, and like that could actually be really good if we're playing like multiple strike attacks. But I feel like Inflame gives us like the ability to keep building up strength over time. I like both of these okay, but I don't know. I think I want more energy before I use Flex. Okay, cool. Let's proceed. Alright, I'm going to try out one of these question marks. That means I immediately get another question mark, but I think I'm okay with that. What's a question mark? Ah! We got like, what are these? Little FTL text interludes. Okay. So, you fall into a puddle. It's made of slime goop. Frantically, you claw yourself out over several minutes and you feel the goop starting to burn. You can feel goop in your ears, goop in your nose, goop everywhere. Climbing out, you notice that some of your gold is missing. Looking back to the puddle, you see some of your missing coins combined with gold from unfortunate adventures mixed together in the puddle. We're going to go ahead and gather up that gold. I'll lose some HP, but I'm going to recover that over the course of the game, so I think we'll be fine. Alright. So that was not a good question mark, but looks like we're going to have a second one. Oh, it's a merchant. Okay, cool. So I just got that money back, so I can actually buy cards, assumably, for the deck? Alright, yeah, cool. Okay, so I can remove cards, which is pretty cool. That's actually a really useful ability if I want to like make all of my other stuff happen. Do I have any other cards called Strike that I can add to the deck? Looks like no. Okay. Bandaged Up heals, True Grit, exhausts, random cards in your hand. That doesn't seem as good, but it's not terrible. Skills cost 0 whenever you play a skill exhausted. That's a really interesting one. That one allows you to get like basically all of your block cards out of your deck very, very quickly. And if you're just trying to deal lots and lots of damage with your warrior while you heal, that's not a bad idea. Okay, deal 5 damage if the enemy is vulnerable, gain... Is that gold? Energy. Oh, you gain energy and draw a card. Oh, thanks. I haven't gotten it done recently. Alright, so let's see here. Let's go with Burning Pact and Dropkick here. I kind of like employing the card removal service. Do I have enough to do that as well? Yeah, okay. So we'll take a Burning Pact, a Dropkick, and we'll card removal to get rid of some of these block cards, because I feel like they're not as useful. Inflame is pretty interesting. Perfected Strike is definitely the best. I want to have all of my strikes in it. So wait, 6 plus 2 for each of your cards containing Strike. Good, so that does include Perfected Strike itself. So let's just cut one of those out. Yeah, in deck builders, it's almost always great to get rid of as many cards as you can from your deck, especially if you can do that in the process. Like, that's really, really quite solid. So we'll go ahead and leave there, and yeah. Let's go ahead and go. Alright, so I can go rest. I've got, like, 13 HP. I think it might be more fun to fight an elite. This could be the end of our run, but let's see what happens. What's up, guy? Okay, you've got 110 HP. That's a little more HP than other things. You're asleep, which is interesting. Gains 8 block at the end of its turn. I think we're gonna go straight for Perfected Strike. Yeah, looks like it's woke up. It's stunned on its turn, so that seems pretty reasonable. We'll whop it there, and then we don't have any power left, so we just end our turn. Yep, you can't do anything this turn. We took you by surprise. Alright, dealing damage and applying vulnerable. That should be permanent, so let's go ahead and do that. Holy, whoa. 18 damage, that's a lot. Alright, we'll bash here. It looks like I only gain 6 HP at the end of every fight. I think I was misreading that. 5 block versus 6 damage here. 18 every turn, that's gonna be... That's too much for me to effectively defend against. Do I mostly care about attacking here, or am I willing to take that? Okay, it takes more damage from attacks for 2 more turns, so I think I want to take advantage of that. We'll deal our 9 here, and I'm just going to take a huge hit. Ow. Yep, that was pretty good. Okay, 18 3 more times. We can take it at least 3 more times, and he's down to not yet a third of his health, so I gotta be pretty careful here. He's gonna attack for 18 again. Okay, we'll exhaust our defend. So I want to get to those perfected strikes as soon as humanly possible. Yeah, there's another perfected strike. Bash applies vulnerable again. That's not bad, but perfected strike is the card that I just need to be hitting every time. That's 27 damage this time around because of the vulnerability. Let's do it. Okay, that took him down to half. Now he hits me pretty hard. I can take that... Ooh, barely twice more. Okay, he's going to inflict a powerful negative effect this time. He's no longer vulnerable, so dropkick's not that great, but I don't need to block here, so we'll just go strike, 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 and my turn. And Siphon Soul, oh no. Dexterity down, strength down. Okay, dexterity decreases block gain, which we don't care about that much. Strike, strike, strike is 15 damage, and then I'll take 18. But then I'll be pretty close to beating him. I just need to draw that deal a bunch of damage card. Yeah, let's do it. Haven't actually gotten to dropkick somebody when they're vulnerable. Ow. Okay, next one's gonna be lethal, so we gotta make this happen. There's the perfected strike. That's 17. That's exactly what I need. Anything else we want to do ahead of time? Nope, let's just kill him. Okay. Whew. Yeah, we're definitely smorking it here. Alright, Mummified Hand, when you play power. This is good enough, we're going to play just a little bit longer. We were going to start our Eternal setup, but I'm going to do one run of this, and when we're done, we will start up Eternal. 31 gold, Mummified Hand. Then I think we'll probably play a little bit after. I've got some time. Okay, so when you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the turn. That seems pretty good. Whenever I play a power, do I have powers? Okay, exhaust all status and curse cards in your hand. That seems really good. Oh, good, I can just drink these. Cool. 31 gold, and I get to add a card to my deck. Pommel Strike! Deal 9 damage and draw a card, and it's got Strike in the name. I'm definitely in on that. Attack gives you block. That's also really good. I think we're going to go for Pommel Strike, though. That card seems awesome. All right. So we need to get to a rest point because we're starting to take some serious damage, but we got one up the hill, so that should probably be where we go. This is actually like a little bit more loaded up with cool stuff. I could go like monster treasure that way. That's a little bit riskier, but it's got higher rewards because we're... Wait, are we skipping? No, it's the same amount of enemies either way. So yeah, we want to get to a rest point as soon as possible. Let's do this enemy. Uh-oh. On death applies vulnerable to me for 2 turns. Each of them attacks... Okay, that one attacks for 6. This one gets a buff. So this time around, we really want to defend, I think. We're going to inflame. We're going to... Oh. Why does that cost 0? Was that my relic? Whenever you play a power. Oh, Inflame is a power. Okay, so I can defend for free. Which is excellent, because I was going to do that anyways. And my strikes appear to have upgraded because of my strength. Right, yeah, that's right. Okay, so we're going to hit the 26-26 here. And then we will end our turn, because I don't have any more power, right? Oh, wait, I've still got one more, right. So let's go ahead and whomp him. Job's done. So one thing I gotta be careful about here is that while these guys are getting bigger, they are also things that I'm probably gonna want to be careful about killing at appropriate times. Alright, Pommel Strike will draw me a card. Do I have any cards that are powers here? Burning Pact exhausts to defend. If I exhaust to defend, I'll take 9. So I think what I want to do is Pommel Strike this one and then Perfected Strike it so that it doesn't attack me, and this guy buffs up. I'll be vulnerable, but this one won't attack me, so that should be perfect. And we're fine with drawing cards here because it gets us to our Perfected Strike faster. And our Perfected Strike is just the most valuable card in our deck, so we'll end our turn. Alright, strength up, and this guy's probably going to be hitting pretty hard next turn. Yep, a full 13. But look at that, we got Bash, we got Exhaust. Oh, Vulnerable plus Dropkick. Excellent, that's what I want. Oh, it's dead. That'll work. So we gain our 6, and I get to add a card to my deck. I can gain an energy and lose 3 health. That's not bad. That certainly allows me to play more cards more often, which is pretty cool. Second Wind, that one is also not bad. That's a really good way to defend yourself once you've gotten rid of a lot of block cards. I'm not opposed to that, and Cleave is an interesting attack, but probably not a very good one. I think Bloodletting's the most exciting here, just because like this is a card that allows me to play 1 additional card per turn. I generally have cards left in my hand every turn, and the lost HP is a big deal, like definitely a big deal, but I'm still pretty into it. Let's see if we can get that going. I wonder if I can choose not to add a card to my deck. Alright. This seems like an opportune time to take a rest. I'm at 24 out of 80 health, so a rest would be appropriate. Oh. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Man, smithing would be really fun. I am, at heart, a huge greedmonger, so this is tempting. But I think I need to sleep here, because I've got no... I don't know what smithing does, and I want to know. Okay, so 30% of my max HP is 24. That'd put us to about 50, which is a much safer amount. Alright, we'll rest. We'll play it safe. Proceed. That does not seem as good as smithing, but I'm not 100% certain, and I'm kind of thinking that the monsters are going to get tougher. So next up comes treasure. Yeah, open it up. A gambling chip. The start of each combat... Ooh, wow. That seems good. That's a good relic. Okay, so... more treasure is always good, but it doesn't look like we have any more paths that do that. Question marks lead to issues. All of my paths lead to question marks. So we'll probably just... might go up this way, or we might go up this way. I actually kind of like this route, since it means that I don't fight that many more enemies until... At the end of combat, I heal 6 HP, so if I can actually survive combats without taking damage, that's my best way to get back up to health. I could also take a rest twice, and that would get me up to like full health before I get to the boss. Okay, so we'll look at some options. I think I generally want to be in combat. That seems to be very good for me. Okay, so cards to replace. We have Perfected Strike, which is the 20 damage. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to discard both of our defends. Unless we want a Burning Pact away a defend. Yeah, let me discard this defend, and then I'm going to Burning Pact... Ooh. If I Burning Pact to defend to draw 2 cards, I'm not necessarily going to be able to play Perfected Strike and Inflame in the same turn. I think we're just going to discard all of these. That gets us a pretty heavy start on our next Perfected Strike. And it means that we... Okay, we didn't get to Burning Pact here either, so, like, I was hoping to get that 0-cost card that increased all of our setup, but that's okay. We'll just Inflame. And then we're gonna whack you for 20. Man, I take 13 here? That's pretty rough. Oh, but there's the Burning Pact. It actually costs 0 now. Can I get rid of a strike? Okay. What? Not enough energy. Okay. So Bloodletting would lose 3 HP, but then I could gain 5 block. That's not great, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so now we take a pretty big hit. 8 plus 3 is 11 damage. That's not where I want to be, but we get to apply Vulnerable, and then drop kick, and then strike again, so that seems pretty good. Bop. Bop. And then I can follow that up with a strike. Bop. Okay, cool. That worked out really well. So add a card. Sword Boomerang, still kind of interesting. Fiend Fire. Exhaust your hand, deal 7 damage for each exhausted card exhaust. Whew. So that's just once per game, deal 35? I feel like that's way too powerful to not play. I kind of like Rage as well, but yeah, this is way too good. Okay, cool. Proceed. Enemies are getting tougher to fight. So I'm going to move towards the second rest area. We're going to try to rest as much as possible before the boss. Okay, so this guy likes to apply buffs. I don't know what they're going to do yet. Okay, so I have strike, strike, block, drop kick. If I can get rid of... I think I get rid of basically anything that's not my very best cards here. Burning Pact will exhaust a strike. I'm actually okay with that here. Okay, so Bash applies Vulnerable, and then I could drop kick, but that's not quite gonna... Oh yeah, no it will. So we Bloodlet first. Then we Bash this one. Or this one. 8 damage plus 5 damage plus... Okay, so that's going to be 7. 8 plus 7, 15, and then strike or... If I can hit the Acid Slime for the most... I haven't actually gotten to my best card yet, but there's a possibility that I could draw it, and if I can kill this before anything else happens, that's probably my best bet. If I can't kill it, I can always defend. Okay, so let's bash that. The vulnerability should really help, and then drop kick. Fiend Fire! Oh man, that's a really good card, but I can't actually do anything with it. Okay, so now I can either strike to deal 6, which isn't really going to help that much, or I can defend to take less damage, which I think is the correct play here. So an ouch there, and then a really big ouch there. Okay, now we've got our Perfected Strike, and we've got our Inflame, both of which are really cool cards. Are any of these power? Yeah, okay, Inflame actually gives me 1 reduced cost card, which should be really good here. Yeah, there we go. Pommel Strike deals 11 and draws a card. Perfected Strike just kills this thing. Pommel Strike here, draw a card. And we get some cards I can't use, and I get to take 6. Bop. Ow. Okay. So now we're up to Pommel Strike, Defend. Pommel Strike is definitely best. And then Strike. Okay. So I want to take some more cards out of my deck if I can, but we're doing okay. Weak Potion. Apply 3 weak. Okay. That could be okay. And then, what else have we got? We got Clash. Deals 14 damage if every card in my hand is an attack. I can make that happen. My deck's already got a decent amount of exhaust. Warcry. Draw 2 cards, place a card from your hand on top of your draw pile, and exhaust. Okay, so this is actually a slightly better Burning Pact. Slightly better Burning Pact. But I think Clash makes the most sense here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and throw some question marks out. This is fun. Okay, lose 3 HP, find a relic. I mean, that's a lot of HP, but it's not that much HP. We'll find a relic. Oh, what? You suck. Okay, it's a percentage chance. I should have read that. Okay. Tell me it's a good relic. First time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. Ooh. Alright, I still want to just upgrade, but we're going to heal for 30% of our HP this time. There we go. Alright. So there's the elites. I can't face an elite this time around. I'm going to have to go for either a fight or a question mark. Let's go for the question mark. Oh, what? Okay. The first time we faced a bunch of enemies all at once, which we knew could happen. Alright, so Clash is if every card in my hand is an attack. Do some stuff. I'd have to Burning Pact twice for that to work. Let me exhaust a strike. Or I could exhaust the Burning Pact. Yeah, if I exhaust the Burning Pact, it gets out of my hand. Then I can defend to gain 5. Then I can Clash to deal 14 to that. And I can follow up with a Pommel Strike to kill one of these cards. Say the Acid Slime is going to do 3 to me. It worked out pretty okay. We're going to take a negative effect, and we're going to take 5. But overall, that wasn't too bad. And I drew a bunch of cards because of the Fiend Fire, the whole setup there. Okay, so what have we got? Exhaust my hand, deal 5 damage for each exhausted card, and exhaust. Okay, so how can we manage this the best? I'm weakened, so I'm not getting the full amount of damage that I want. I can deal 15 pretty easy, and then I can Bloodlet to deal another amount. Okay, so that'd make me take 6 overall. I'm pretty okay with that idea. Let's go ahead and we will Bloodlet. Then we will Perfected Strike the Spike Slime, so that that's gone. And we're going to Fiend Fire the 10-10. That'll exhaust both of my defends and some cards that I don't need right now. Make it much easier to get to the Perfected Strike, and of course we're just going to kill this 3 damage unit in a second, so it's totally fine. Alright, Weakened wears off. I get to Inflame if I choose to, which, why not? We'll bop it, and bop it. Okay. Poison Potion applies poison. Cool. Add a card to my deck, why not? 3 damage, 8 block, draw a card. Oh, that one's not too bad. Whenever you gain block, deal 3 damage to a random enemy. That's pretty cool if I could find more ways to gain energy. Can I skip choosing a card here? I can. It's actually sometimes better not to pick a card, I think. I think I'll go ahead and go for Shrug It Off here. Alright. So we're going to have to rest here just to make sure that we have enough health to fight the boss. This is going to be a rough one, but I think we can make it work. Alright, and here we are, the Guardian. He's got modes. Let's go ahead and say that defending is probably not for the best. Oh, one thing that I could do here is get rid of cards that I don't need and then use Fiend Fire. Honestly, if I discard Fiend Fire and strike and defend, then I'll be able to exhaust something early. I could use Bloodletting early to gain some power and get like an early start on my opponent, or I could just try and draw into my Perfected Strikes. I think we're going to try to draw into our Perfected Strikes with Bloodletting. Okay. So Pommel Strike will deal 9 damage. Let's go ahead and start with a Burning Pact on our defend. Wait, what are you going to do here? You're intending to block and then use a buff. After taking 30 damage, switches to a defensive mode. Kind of looks like you're already using a defensive mode. Alright, so let's exhaust our defend. Bash applies vulnerable, which is very good for me, and then I can Pommel Strike to draw a card. Let's actually Bloodletting. Well, Pommel Strike... Oh. Oh, right! Yeah, Bloodletting actually automatically gives me a thing. That's fair. Looks like I can Clash pretty easy, so that's 14 damage. Perfected Strike is 20. We're going to force him into a defensive state immediately. Do I have a way to gain extra health? Looks like no. Okay, so let's start with Clash. And then we can bash. And the reason I didn't bash before Clash was because... Oh, whoops. Shoot, I did it wrong. I was going to Pommel Strike, not bash. That was my mistake. Alright, so I don't get a Perfected Strike, and that sucks, but we at least get to hit him here. Okay, so now he's in a defensive state, but he's also vulnerable. And he's going to use a buff next turn. Okay, cool. So I have to discard the Perfected Strike. That really sucks. Sharp Hide. Whenever I play an attack, I take 3 damage. He's going to attack next turn. Noted. So I'm going to Inflame first. I'm going to Burning Pact. By Burning Pact to defend, I'm going to take a full 9 damage. It might be better to block here, or like exhaust the strike to draw 2 cards. Oh, there's my Perfected Strike again. Man, my luck is not good today. Let's go ahead and throw the defend out so we take less damage. So that's an ouch. How long does Sharp Hide go? What? 8x2? Alright, so Shrug It Off should really help here. I'm guessing that... Oh man, this is really good, actually. We get to Clash here. And then Fiendfire will deal 9 damage for every card. And it gets a lot of strikes out of my deck, which really sucks for Perfected Strike, but... that didn't hurt us as much as other things could have. Okay, so Bash plus Pommel Strike would draw cards. You're attacking for 20 this turn. Okay. Let's apply Vulnerable because we need it. Pommel Strike here. I'm gonna Bloodlet to either strike or use a Burning Pact. I think we're gonna use a Burning Pact on our Burning Pact here. Oh, that Perfected Strike comes back again. It's basically, like, not as good anymore. It only deals 14. That really hurt. I don't know if we are gonna be able to do this. I think our original sequencing problem might have caused some issues. Alright, what's your next thing? You're gonna block and use a buff. So the defense should stay permanently. I think I should actually use that as much as possible now because we actually need it. You're still vulnerable, which is really good. If I defend twice, I can Clash for 16. Okay, and he's back to defensive mode, so he's going to do his other thing. And I've been very silly and have not been applying my skills. Let's go ahead and apply 6 poison. Boop. And apply 3 weak. That was very silly that I didn't use those before. Alright. Yeah, Dropkick gives energy if the unit's vulnerable. Did I miss that? I think I might have done some sequencing errors here. Okay, so he's going to attack for 6. I'm going to lose 3 to Bloodletting, most likely, because I'm really wanting to do quite a lot of different things here. Let's start with Pommel Strike. Oh, shoot! Right, I take damage for every attack I play. Okay. We're going to Burning Pact. Let's Burning Pact a Perfected Strike, because that's actually not as good a card for me anymore. Then I can Shrug It Off. I can't Clash here unless I lose 3 life and defend. In which case I would deal 16, go to 1. I'd have a big pile of block. Oh man, that's risky. But I feel like Clash is my victory lap here, so let's do what we can. Okay, so you hit me for 6, right? Totally blocked. Attacking for 6x2. Start with a Shrug It Off. Follow up with a defend. That's 13, so I take 12. Bloodletting would put me to 1, but I'd be able to clash. Clash is 16. $16 damage. That's a tough one. It's gonna deal 12. I have no status or curse cards in my hand. So the problem is, losing 3 life only allows me to clash, which I do want to do, but I think we need to deal damage to him. Oh, did I mess this up? I did. I did. No, I can't actually clash. That was completely worthless. If I clash, I'll take 3, and 3 will kill me. Derpst. Oh boy. Okay, mode shift 3x4, that's 12 damage. Do we just have to try and kill him this turn? If I exhaust cards that aren't attacks, I could get my defends at the appropriate times. I think I made some sequencing errors that cost me this battle. Not bad for a first run, though. So Bash 10, Pommel Strike 16. Bash 10, Drop Kick, another 10, Pommel Strike 16. Alright, let's start with that. I don't think I can make this work, but do what we can. Shrug It Off is 8 block, draw a card. And then we just go down? Alright, 12 here, yeah? Bop, bop, bop. Devastation. Oh, wait, was this the first boss? Okay. Well, we've unlocked a new character, and we'll be able to play that a little bit more later tonight. I think I'll do a little bit of run of that at 9, but let's go into some Eternal for now. That was pretty fun. I liked it. Very, very good. Alright, so that was awesome. Let's go. That is a